Alright guys, welcome back. So this is where we left off, and we're going to continue right away. Okay, so in the third video we actually created this login endpoint. Okay, so this is the code for the login, the controller. Here I'm getting the email and password that is sent from the client, that's from the front end. Okay, so I'm getting the email and password and then checking to see that the fields are not empty. Okay, so this is if not email or if not password. Okay, so if this is empty, we're going to return this. Okay, we're going to tell them let's say this, let's change this. Please, email and password must not be empty. Okay, so we'll tell them that email and password must not be empty. So but if this is not the case, all right, we want to find the user, want to check the user in our database. All right, so we are using our find one mongoose method. Okay, now we're searching by email. So this, you can see some other tutorial do something like this. Okay, but because of ES6, this is pretty much the same as this. All right, so we don't write bogus code. Okay, so if not user, okay, also if this is not the case, if this doesn't work, if this returns null, okay, if not user, we're going to do this. Okay, here also I don't know why I'm giving this statement it's not actually very correct. Let's use the terms that are correct. Okay, let's say please, user is not found. Okay, please, user is not found. Okay, that's good. So if it's not the case, also what do we want to do? We want to check if the password submitted here, if the password submitted is actually correct. Okay, the password we have in our database, if it actually matches the one that is currently submitted, is, so we're going to check to see. So this, I'm using a function or a method, a function, actually a function that I define as a middleware. Okay, so you can find this when you get to the user model. This is the user model. This is the match password function that I've written. Okay, so this is a clean code design whereby we don't need to do all the stuffs here. You see, so this is a clean code. So we write it from there and then we call it on the instance of the class, instance of the user model. Okay, so match password. If it's not the case, if it returns false, okay, we are going to do this wrong email and password. Okay, then if everything goes fine, we want to generate a token. So also this function I've defined here, generate token. Okay, and you can see that we are actually passing ID, that's the user ID, the logged in user, and then our secret, our JWT secret, JSON Web Token secret, and the expired. Okay, so now if it's generated successfully, then I'm console logging the token so we can see it. So, and then when we get here, if token, right, if token, actually I'm going to cut this from here. Okay, so this, we're not supposed to wrap it like this, just cut it like this, and then we'll say if token, cut out this empty like this, and then paste this here. Alright, so this should run. Okay, if the token is available, then we want to run this code here. That's why we have it in the if statement. Okay, so here we are passing in the message login successful, the data. You see, we are passing the user what we had here, what we've gotten here. Okay, the user data, the user information, okay, and the token also. Now, I told you about ES6. You can decide to just remove this like this, okay, and it will do the same job. Okay, so this, you discover that this is not the same name as this, so that's why I'm using it. But if we have the same name, okay, it's better to remove it. That's a clean code. Okay, so, and also catch if there's anything that is happening, if there's any error over here in this, if there's any error that occur, like a server error 500 status code, we are going to handle it here. So for now, I am doing console log. Okay, but I'm actually going to create a middleware to handle this error, so we'll not be doing catch all the time. Okay, so meanwhile, if you are just joining this video, you can do well to go and watch the first, second, and third video. Okay, this is the fourth video. Alright, so I just decided to explain what we've done so far. Okay, so we're going to continue now. Alright, so now let's get started with what we have today. So in today, okay, let me try to log in so we can see. Alright, in the former video, I actually did login, but let me still log in again. Okay, so here, this is the login endpoints. If you have been following, you will know how we come about this. Okay, so I'm going to save it, save as, login, and I'm going to save it into search for it to job portal API authentication, I'll save it in here. Okay, so we can actually register with this data, because if you check, you will see that our model is actually this for now. Okay, our model is this for now. All right, so, and in the registration, this is what we're doing. This is what we did. Okay, so grab all the stuff that will be passed from the client, and then we create the user, and then all right, we send the data. So let me go ahead and register again, so I can log in with the registered data. Alright, I'm just changing some stuffs here. So I'll hit sign up. Okay, so register successfully. Now if you see normal node and MongoDB, you will not see this ID, and you see something like underscore ID. Okay, but I was the one that formatted it. Alright, and you cannot find the underscore v. Okay, so here is what I did. Here's what I did. Okay, to be able to achieve that. Alright, so hopefully that makes sense. So I use a transform, and I transform the ID, pick the ID from here. Alright, then delete the underscore ID. I don't want to return the password too. Also, I deleted it, and I don't want to return this, and then I deleted it. Alright, so having registered, let's go and log in. Okay, let's go and log in. So I'm just going to change this to 4, and then hit send. So we should be able to log in successfully. So this is my token. Okay, I've got my token, and in this token, let's try to see what we have inside the token. Okay, now let's go and say jwt.io. Go to this website, go to this first one. Alright, and then say paste here. I'll remove this and I'll paste mine. So you can see this is what I have. So let's ensure that this ID is what we've gotten here. Okay, so permit me to paste it here. So you can see this is the ID. Okay, 638E. Okay, so we have it correctly. So you see what our token contains, right? So we're going to make use of that a lot. going to make use of that. Okay, so let's get back to work. Let's get back to work. So you can see what I'm logging out here also in the console. So now that I'm sure that everything is working fine, I'm just going to remove the console log. Remove the console log. Okay, so now what do we want to do now? We want to create a middleware, authentication middleware. So now middleware are functions that run between the request and response life cycle. Okay, so they runs between the middleware and response. So we'll be able to use middleware to restrict some routes. Okay, use middleware to restrict some routes. So if you are new, if you don't know about middleware, you can comment, if you want me to do a video on middleware, explaining middleware, so kindly drop your comments. Okay, so now I'm going to create a folder. Alright, create a folder called middleware, and this, we want it to be authentication middleware. Okay, so essentially what do we need in the middleware? Okay, so we're going to be getting the token. We're going to be making use of the token. So essentially what we want to do is we want to say want to have a function const authenticate is an async function alright. It's an async function that will have a request, response, and next. Okay, so here okay, so I want to see what we will actually get from the request. So we have headers. So let's see, we have request.body, we have request.headers, we have so many stuffs. Okay, but I want to console log it. Okay, so that we'll see what we have, and then I'm going to export this function. We do just export authenticates. So if I go here, I'll then go to where I want to run this function, this middleware. Okay, so I want to run it in the server file. Okay, no, let's run it here. Let's run it in the routes. Okay, so let's run it here. So I'm going to bring it, I'm going to require it here, authenticates equals to require okay. So I have it here. Why is it complaining? It's none of our business. Okay, so now I'm going to pass it here. Alright, so wherever I include it, okay, it's going to run. So, and then we'll have whatever we've done here, whatever code we've done here. Okay, it's going to run. Okay, so I want to put it here. So let's see. I don't want to register anything. Okay, let's still leave it there. Alright, let's leave it there. So now what we must do is that we must pass the token we've gotten, okay, to the headers. Okay, so from the front end you will be passing this token, okay, to the headers. You will be attaching the token to the headers. Okay, so I actually hook up the middleware in the sign up. So I'm going to go to the sign up and choose here barrier token, and then I'll pass the token here. So if everything works out fine, we should be able to see some information here. Okay, we should see some information there. So it will hang because I didn't allow it. So by now we should have something on the console. So you see, this is what we have, right? Alright, so you can see that we have authorization. I'm going to copy this. Okay, these are the contents we have. So I want to pick the authentication from there. Okay, I want to pick the authentication so we can make use of it. Alright, so if that's the case, So it means here I'm gonna say dot authorization. Okay, dot authorization. Then let's see what we have next. Okay, let's see. So we have it now. Okay, we'll have this. So this is what we will now do. Now what I actually wanted is this token. Okay, so I will find a way to get the token, and what I will essentially do is to say dot split. I'm going to use a split method. Okay, dot split, and this split, I'm going to split it with a space. Okay, so you can see there's bearer and space here. It's bearer and space. I'm going to split it. When I split it, we're going to get array of bearer and this token. So this bearer, and it will be like this. If this is array, we'll have bearer, and we'll have our token. So you see this will be of index, will have index of 0, and this will have index of 1. Okay, so just my illustration. So but I want the one of index of 1. Okay, index of 1. So what will I do? I'll say dot. Now I'll pick the index of 1 like this. Okay, so let's see what we have now. Let's allow the server to restart. Why is it taking time? Okay, this is good. So I'm going to send it again. Hopefully we should have it there. So you see I have only the token now. Okay, I have only the token. Now that I have only the token, okay, now what next? And then I have only the token. I will now do if not this. Okay, that's if we did not get this. If we did not get this, what should we do? We should send a response. Okay. So what do we put here? Let's just say 401. Okay, again you can check the status to ensure you are using a proper status code, right? So message, okay, you can say no token found. Okay, no token found. But if it works fine, alright, if it works fine, now what do we do? If it works fine, what do we do? Okay, so now we can even have it token directly, because we know that we've gotten the token from this line of code. Okay, so if not token, we are done with this guy. If not token, what do we want to do? If token is fine, okay, so essentially I want to do this in a try catch. Okay, let's do it in a try catch. So I cut the code and then write your try catch and paste it here. Okay, so we still go along to do whatever we're doing. So here, if there is error, for now let's console log. Let's console log. Okay, let's console log our error here. Okay, so now if it is fine, now what do we want to do? We have the token now. Let's decode the token. Decode token. So I will need to bring in JSON web token in order to decode the token. Okay, now bring in AWT because to require JSON web token. Okay, so we then use JWT with a method called verify. And if you look at this method, it actually wants us to pass the token we've gotten, alright, and also the secret. You know where we can get the secret, .env. I can't remember. Let's go and check. And this is our secret. Okay, let's say decoded token. Alright, you decoded token. I haven't gotten this. Let's see. And let's log it and see what decoded token has gotten for us. Okay, let's wait for the server. Okay, I think it's up now, so I'll send again. Nice. So this is what we have. This is the result we have. Okay, this is the result we have. So now that we have this, but we need to ensure that we are handling some stuffs. If not decoded token, okay, we can tell the user that we have invalid token or has expired. Okay, but now if we have the token and we saw what the token contains, okay, we saw what the token contains. It contains our ID, right? It contains our ID. So essentially, what I will do here now is to get the user detail. Okay, so I actually need the model. I'll bring in the model, bring in the user model, const user equals to require and then pick it from model. Alright, so with that, I want to find the user with that ID that we got from the decoded token. So what I can do is to say, okay, I need to await it user dot find by ID. Okay, so what's the ID I'm passing now? It's going to be decoded token dot ID. Okay, now we know that if we can have decoded token, then if this is able to verify and we have decoded token, then whatever we're doing here should be fine. We are sure that the ID will be there. Okay, so no need to say if not user. Okay, the user must be there. So we don't need to start writing some unnecessary code. Okay, so what we can do here is to attach the user to the request. To the request. Attach the user to the request. Okay. I can have it like this. Okay. Then we'll call next. We'll call next. It will now move to the next middleware. Okay. It will move to the next middleware. So let me show us what I mean. So if everything is fine, this is what we are very much interested to do. Okay, so we attach the user data to the request, and then we'll call the next for it to move to the next middleware. Okay, so this is essentially our authentication middleware. So now I'm going to send, and then you can see that this will register fine again. It will not be blocked. Although when I'm not supposed to be using authentication middleware, to protect registration, because registration should be public, right? But I'm just trying to show you something. We are going to use it to protect some important routes, some routes that are not to be public. So you have to log in and get the token. You must be verified before you can access such routes. Alright, so I'll now register this again, and you see that everything works fine. Okay, you see that it works fine. So this is what we have. Okay, so when next we come, that's the next video. Now make sure, if you're just coming, make sure you subscribe and click the notification button. Okay, I'm going to be posting the video frequently because we have much to cover. Okay, so next video I'm going to be doing the front end side. I'm going to be doing the registration and login, and then I will get the token and save it to local storage. That's in the front end. Okay, so that's what we'll be doing next. Okay, using Angular. Okay, so I think we have a good starting point. We've done nice stuff. Okay, all right, so we'll meet in the next video. Have a nice day.